Okay, so let's jump right in. We tend to think of fitness as this, super complicated world with a million different exercises. But what if I told you our bodies are really just designed to do 7 key things? Seriously, just 7 foundational movements that are way more important than any fancy workout routine.
I mean, think about it like this for a second. What if every single thing you do in the gym isn't just about lifting weights for the sake of it, but is actually practice for your real life? Practice for carrying in the groceries, playing with your kids, or just getting off the couch without making that oof sound. When you frame it like that, fitness stops being a chore and starts becoming about building a body that's, capable and ready for pretty much anything.
And this gets us right to the heart of what we're talking about today, functional strength training. All it really means is getting stronger in the ways you actually move every day. It's the bridge between what you do in the gym and your daily life, making you stronger for the things that really, truly matter. So let's break down the 7 patterns that are basically the blueprint for a functional body.
All right, we're going to start from the ground up with the lower body trio. These 3 movements, they are the absolute foundation of how we interact with the world, how we generate power, and, how we get from point A to point B. First up, the squat. And this is arguably the most important movement for the human body, period. Every single time you sit down in a chair, get into your car, or, get off the toilet, you are squatting. It's that fundamental act of just lowering and raising your body using your legs, hips, and your core. So, how do we train this thing? Well, the squat pattern is incredibly versatile. You could be holding a kettlebell in a goblet squat, loading up a classic barbell back squat, using a box to really dial in your form, or even getting a little help from a TRX. The goal is always the same, mastering that fundamental pattern of bending the hips, knees, and ankles all together in perfect sync.
Okay, next up is the hinge. Now this is our main pattern for bending over and picking things up. Think about grabbing a heavy box of groceries or that Amazon package off the porch. A proper hinge protects your lower back because the movement starts at your hips, not your spine. It's all about pushing those hips back while keeping your back nice and flat.
And to build a really powerful hinge, we turn to exercises that teach us to move from the hips. So, Romanian deadlifts, or RDLs, are perfect for this. They really strengthen the hamstrings and glutes in that pattern. Things like good warnings also reinforce that flat back position, while hip thrusts, they just isolate and build that powerful hip extension that drives the whole movement.
Now, this is where a lot of people get confused, but when you see it side by side, it just clicks. Look at the squat. See how the entire lower body is involved. The hips drop down, and you see a ton of bending at the knees and the ankles. Now compare that to the hinge. The action is almost all at the hips, pushing them straight back. The knees just have a soft bend, and the shins stay pretty much vertical. One is an up and down motion, the other is a back and forth.
The final piece of our lower body trio is the lunge.
Basically, this is any movement where you're on one leg, or in a split stance. I mean, think about walking up a flight of stairs, stepping over a puddle on the sidewalk, or just kneeling down to tie your shoe. You are lunging all day long. Training this pattern is absolutely crucial for building single leg strength and stability. A simple reverse lunge is a fantastic place to start. If you want a bigger challenge for your balance and your mobility, the Bulgarian split squat is king. And hey, even a basic step up onto a box is training that fundamental pattern of powering yourself up through one leg at a time. Okay, so our foundation is set. Let's move up to the upper body. These next 2 patterns are all about how we manipulate stuff, how we interact with objects in our environment. It's really just how we push and pull the world around us.
Let's kick things off with the push. Pushing is, it's exactly what it sounds like. Moving something away from your body. This could be pushing a door open, pushing yourself up off the floor, or trying to stuff a heavy suitcase into the overhead bin on a plane.
And this slide shows perfectly that not all pushes are created equal. We've got horizontal pushes, think push-ups or a bench press, where you're pushing straight out in front of you. That's going to primarily work your chest muscles. Then you've got vertical pushes, like an overhead shoulder press. Now you're pushing upward, which shifts the main focus to your shoulders. And of course, for every push, there has to be a pull, right? So the pull pattern is the exact opposite. It's any movement where you're bringing something closer to your body. Think about starting a lawnmower, rowing a boat, or pulling open a really heavy door.
And just like the push, pulling can be broken down by direction. A vertical pull, like a lat pull down or a pull up, is when you pull something down from above you. A horizontal pull is when you pull something towards your torso. And the classic example of this is any kind of rowing movement.
All right, so we've covered the lower body and the upper body.
Now for our final patterns, which are all about the core. This is the good stuff. This is what connects everything, what stabilizes our spine, and what lets us move through the world efficiently and, more importantly, safely.
So this is a really crucial point, and this quote from the source material just nails it. Strength and stability are two different things. See, you can have strong abs, like a six-pack, but if you don't have core stability, you're just setting yourself up for problems, especially low back pain. And that's where our next pattern comes in.
Next up is rotation. Now, this includes actually twisting, like when you reach into the backseat of your car. But, and this is the key, perhaps even more important for a healthy back is anti-rotation, your ability to resist being twisted. That's what creates real core stability. Think of an exercise like the Palloff press, where a cable is literally trying to pull you sideways. Your core's only job is to lock everything down and prevent that twist, protecting your spine.
And that brings us to our final, seventh pattern, gait, or as it's more commonly known, the carry. This is just our ability to move from point A to point B while holding something heavy. It might be the most functional movement of them all because we do it constantly, carrying groceries, hauling luggage through an airport, or picking up a toddler. A strong carry builds your grip, your core stability, and just total body endurance.
We train this with loaded carries. The absolute classic is the farmer's walk, with a weight in each hand. Builds incredible grip and posture. If you want a shoulder stability challenge, you've got the waiter's carry, with a weight up over your head. And for a serious test of your core's ability to resist bending to the side, there is nothing like the suitcase carry, with weight in just one hand.
So, there you have it. That's the whole thing. 7. Just 7 fundamental patterns that your body was literally built to perform. It's not about hundreds of exercises, it's about mastering these essential few.
This is it right here. This is your movement blueprint. Squat, hinge, lunge, push, pull, rotation, and gait or carry. If you can perform these 7 patterns with strength and with confidence, you are building a truly functional, resilient, and capable body. This is the roadmap.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Look at your own fitness routine, or just think about your average week. Which of these patterns are you mastering? And maybe more importantly, which one are you missing? Because the answer to that question might just be the key to unlocking your next level of strength and just feeling better in your everyday life.